Selaco, Selaco, Selaco. Say that 3 times into the mirror and the game might just release. Oh shit, it actually released! That means that the magic trick actually worked. How else would it have been released so quickly? It didn't release quickly, did it? Let's dive into it. Friends, broskis, sisterskis, welcome to this Selaco review. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this game to release, and so have I. The wait, however, is finally over. But it has been a long one, and as the saying goes, if you wait for something good, you can never wait for too long. But that's not really true, is it? Time is more valuable than anything, so you can definitely wait for too long. However, today we are figuring out if the wait was worth it, if the product at the end was good or not. So for all the lost souls who don't know what Selaco is, let me quickly run you down on exactly what a Selaco Eeezz. I'm sure there is some interesting information in here, even for the one who already thinks that they know what Selaco is, so stay tuned. Now, Selaco actually started off as a gameplay mod for Doom by one person. The goal was to make a fear-inspired gameplay mod with smart AI, debris and particles flying everywhere for that cinematic and immersive experience. Quickly though, the scope of the mod increased. People were hired to do art and other things, and well, money ain't infinite, so at one point it started to run out. But at that point, the mod had increased so much in size that the team decided to try and make a commercial product out of it, a standalone game. And what that requires is that no assets from Doom is used, to put it very simply, that is. So secretly, they went out and did just that, rebranding the original mod and more or less remaking it from the ground up into Selaco. And with the help of a very successful crowdfunding, they went to create one of the most technically advanced and mind-blowingly good games that the GZDoom engine has ever had the pleasure of being used for. So let's begin the dive into the actual game. I'm guessing half of the world is dropping some form of content on this game, as it should be, because it freaking needs to be seen by the whole world. But with that, I'm going to try my best to keep this as much to the point and as entertaining as I can, which I have already failed at, but let's try again. Let's restart. So let's begin with the story. The story takes place during a violent invasion of Selaco, the underground facility that's home to the surviving refugees after the fall of Earth. You play as Dawn, an ace security captain who with a recent promotion and high-level security clearance is digging deep into the truth behind Selaco's murky history. But before she can finish her investigation, Selaco is rocked by explosions and armed invaders, and this is where the game begins. The story is told through logs that you find throughout, many of which are personal writings from someone that used to live in Selaco. But honestly, if you know what I just told you about the story and then go with the environmental storytelling only, you will be just fine. It's that freaking good. I might just have skipped 1 log or 2 or 5, and they are well written, and for the most part they are super interesting. But there is a lot of them. If you, however, want to immerse yourself into the story big time, I would say you totally can. It's that well written. But also, if you don't give a shit, you can completely skip it if you want to as well. There are a few codes that you need to progress from the logs, but they are highlighted with a bold text, making it super easy to just snag the code if you want to. I never did that, of course. No. Now you might have or might have not read the headline of this segment, but guys, there is more reading to be had, still completely optional. Now I told you that you can immerse yourself big time into the story if you want to, and the logs, well, that's just the mere surface of it all. Each weapon, item or thing that you come across has a story and explanation to it all. So take the pistol as an example. Well, it has all the information you could dream of to know everything you ever wanted to know about it. While I don't find it super interesting, I know a lot of you guys out there do. And even though it doesn't ring my cup of tea all that much, it still shows to me that this game has been created with such love and passion, and I just freaking love it when that shines through in a game. Now let's get to the really good stuff, the gameplay. And the gameplay, well, honestly, this is the most Half-like game I have ever played. Screw all the Half-Likes you already thought that you knew. This is it. This is the one. It just doesn't even say in plain sight that it takes inspiration from Half-Life, but hell, it feels like it does, and I abso-freaking-lutely love it. The gameplay of this game is so amazing. Let me give you a few reasons as to why it is so amazing. The enemies is some of the smartest that I have ever witnessed. They flank you, they communicate, they put up a superbly fair but hard challenge. Sure, some of them can get stuck in corners at times, but it happens at very few occasions. But when it works, like it does most of the time, holy macaronis and meatballs, it works well. And that's not it. The enemies, they are so meaty, filled with blood, sound effects and animation that makes it insanely, and I mean it, insanely satisfying to kill. Like, where do I even start with the weapons? Come on now. The weapons on display in this game, they look magnificent. They are so pretty to look at that I could just stop and stare at them. The firing audio and visuals to complete the beautiful looks, they are phenomenal. The muzzle flash and shake might be a wee bit large, but hot diggity damn, there is a lot of variety to these weapons. All of them upgradable and all purpose filling. Each one is clearly distinct from the other, all filling their own purpose in the game, and I freaking love it because that emphasizes weapon switching and you to switch your tactics to engage combat. It's good guys. Yeah, you guessed it. It's freaking great. The whole game is one huge ass mega interconnected level, and it's a big game. It roughly takes around 12 hours to finish with some moderate secret hunting, and it's mixed with complex and non-complex secrets. Actually, in one level I did manage to find all of the secrets, simply because I couldn't find my way, so I went around in circles far longer than I dare to admit actually. But in the end I found my way and all of the secrets. But that said though, don't be too scared of getting lost. Sure, it can happen, it's far from impossible that it's not gonna happen, but the game tries to guide you all the time. And my hint is this: if you see a green light, go to it. Always. The light, it will guide you. Nonetheless, I want to emphasize that the whole game is one big interconnected level, and it's been so well done that even as I'm writing this, I'm shaking my head in awe. And it's not just one type of environment throughout, oh no, it changes it up. The further in you get, the greater it becomes. Now this is one game that is not always straightforward. It will require you to solve some things to actually progress. Sometimes it took me a bit longer to solve that thing, and sometimes it went faster. But overall, it's a good mix that clearly emphasizes exploration, that more often than not rewards you in one way or another. Now there is actually a lot more that we could talk about when it comes to the gameplay, like the pace of the combat. It is not ultra kill-like, it's more fear and half-like than anything else, so don't go and expect to be wall running or strafe jumping or shotgun jumping. You can actually shotgun jump if you upgrade your shotgun, but don't expect to be rushing towards your enemies and blasting their heads off. You will actually have to be a bit tactical. Take cover, slide to the next cover, flank someone, and switch your weapons depending on the situation that you find yourself in. Oh, and don't forget about your grenades, they're pretty damn good. Broskis. This is insane. The amount of settings to tweak in this game to run on the potatiest of potatoes to even test out the beefiest of rigs is ridiculous. Oh, and before I forget, the game has gamepad support. Yep, we got that out of the way. Phew. Okay, so the visuals, they are jaw-droppingly good. Even for running on a source port of a 30-year-old engine, this game looks stunning. Everything from the lighting, the debris, the blood, the environmental details, the sprites, yes, and I truly mean it from the bottom of my heart, every single thing in this game looks so good, and it's mind-blowing to even think that they pulled such a beautiful and highly detailed game off in the GZDoom engine. And before we jump into the audio, I want to mention that some of the settings, especially the ones called ridiculous, well, they might be good to test your rig out, but they are what they claim to be. Ridiculous. If you, for an example, turn the fog to that, it will look good as hell, but you won't be able to see the enemies. The fog, it will block your sight a lot. Now, I don't think I have ever said this in a review before, but I want to encourage you to go into the settings and fiddle around with everything that you can find in there, because there is a lot of fun things to be found. Everything from aiming down your weapons to only zooming in your weapons, changing the graphics to ridiculous or not. There is a ton of things that you can find in there to make this experience feel fantastic for you. So what I'm saying here is don't be afraid to tweak the settings down. When necessary, that is. It will still look amazingly good, trust me. Now the audio in the game, guys, well, this is actually getting silly, but yeah, it's freaking amazing. Everything from the guns, the enemies, the music. Oh yeah, the music is so good. Honestly, screw it, guys. Overall, this game freaking slaps. It will take you on a cyberpunk ride through the GZDoom engine like you have never experienced it before. Expect a lot of exploration, some tactical combat if you don't solely flank everyone with the shotgun, that is. A story that you can or cannot immerse the crap out of yourself with. A world that has been crafted with love and passion, where you are allowed to explore every single inch of it to find letters of love from the developers to you in every corner of the game. A game that is simply brimming of passion from the developers that truly knows what it means to develop a fun and high quality experience. And say that you finished the campaign, well, there is an endless mode as well and New Game Plus. So the replayability is there, and trust me, you will not find all of the secrets on your first run. There will still be upgrades and weapons for you to find. So make that 12 hours into 20 hours. Slim, over and out.